Hello good people, welcome back to some more Rescue Cat action. After playing a lot of RGT recently, I've decided that I kind of want to go back to a different giant Trunade deck, and that's going to be some Rescue Cat stuff. Of course, I usually play Cat Burn. I usually don't play this style of deck, but I accidentally loaded it up on ladder for a match earlier and absolutely crushed a Chaos Turbo player, so I wanted to give this deck a little bit of another shot. Of course, there's nothing wrong with branching out a little bit within the cat archetype, right? If you can call it an archetype, I guess. Archetype might not be the right word, but you know what I mean. This build is very close to what JLu piloted to a top 8 at GGP Dortmund. I think I cut an MST for United We Stand. I believe that was the change I made, something like that, but the list is very, very close. This deck, of course, has all of the usual OTK aspects of Cat. You have your 3 copies of Rescue Cat to grab some beasts, in this case, Mindless Radiant, Yugioh Panda, and Des Wombat. You have your Last Wills, of course, and you have Cyberstein. But also, since you're already playing like all of these Earth monsters anyway, this version of the deck also just adds in like half of an Earth aggro package. You got 2 Goblin Attack Force, you have DD Assailant, you have Exile Force, which is already in the deck, and you have 3 copies of Gigantes. This version of the deck also runs more Mindless Radiance than I am used to playing. Usually in my Cat Burn lists, I only play 1, but in these Earth versions, you usually see 2 to 3, and this deck had 3, so I'm going to go with it. This card's a little bricky. I usually don't like playing very many copies, but we're going to stick with it for this one. The cool thing about having this Earth aggro package is since you're playing, so many more warriors, you get to actually play Rhoda in this version, which is excellent to find your Exiled Force to help pop your Last Will. With this version also being, sort of just an aggro deck on the side, you do get to play cards like Nobleman of Crossout, which is pretty cool, and 3 copies of Trap Dust Shoot, which I thought was a very interesting inclusion in this list. Normally, you don't see this card show up in combo decks in really any number, but it does complement the aggro side of the deck pretty well, and it just gives you knowledge about what you need to play around, whether it's safe to go in or not sometimes, and that can absolutely be huge. So I can see the use for Trap Dust Shoot in this deck. It's just something that I'm not quite used to in a build like this. Looking at the side, we do have 2 copies of our Kinetic Soldier. We have the Amazoness Archer, a 2nd copy of Desmond here, as well as our 3rd copy of the Yugioh Panda. We do have our Cyber Jar in the side. A lot of people, seeing the Earth aggro strat in game 1 may side out their Nox. I would make a whole lot of sense to me, right? They may be worried about jars and they may leave them in, but I believe a lot of people are going to be siding them out. So I think the cheeky little Cyber Jar here in the side makes a whole lot of sense, and I like to see it. We've got a couple of Smashing Grounds, our 2nd copy of Mind Control, Swords is in the side, and then of course we do have 2 copies of Royal Decree, 2 copies of Threatening Roar, and our Mirror Force. That's going to be the deck. Like I said, I don't play this version very often, but I do find it kind of fun. So let's get out onto the ladder, get some matches, and see if we can get some wins. Haven't made a video without my glasses on in a while. It feels kind of weird, but yeah, here we are. Win rock, paper, scissors. That's pretty nice. Get to go first. Maybe get a Trap Dust Shoot. See if the coast is clear. All right. Yeah, not a bad hand. We do have Rhoda to grab Exiled Force potentially. Don't want to throw that off just yet. I think I'm just going to lean on Ring. And I'll summon out the Goblin Attack Force. I think that's totally fine. If something happens to it, it's not the end of the world. We can follow up the Gigantes or something. See what the opponent's got here. Delinquent Duo. Don't like seeing that card, but... Alright, we lose the Cyberstein. That's kind of sad. The Last Will's really good here. The Rhoda's good. The Gigantes is good. I think I'm just going to get rid of Gigantes here, though. I think Rhoda for Exiled Force plus Last Will is just so strong, especially backed up with a Ring of Destruction. We could easily take our opponent out. Like, if they don't set any back row, they do, but ooh. Nox really good, too. Yeah, I don't think I need to overextend at all here. I can just kind of throw down Knock and attack, right? Sure. Let's get rid of whatever this is. Deco, love to see that go. Oh, no other copies, so... They either are only playing the 1 or they have some in hand. But I'm going to get in there with the Goblin Attack Force. And we're just going to put this thing in defensive position and pass the turn. I do have to keep in mind I only have one Des Wombat in the deck, something that I'm not super used to. Kaiku coming down, that's fine. I'm just going to ring that, I think. Yeah, let's ring that. Maybe we try to go for it here. I guess we can't actually go for it here in the next turn, but that's fine. Opponent already down to 2,900. So, Mind Control is actually not bad. And I don't think I'm going to Rota for... Yeah, I don't think I'm going to Rota for DD Assailant here. I'm just going to pass the turn. If the opponent does something and I'm able to, like, go get Exiled Forest, Last Will, do that, go into Cat, maybe I can win the game. Maybe they play something and I want to just grab another Goblin Attack Force. Okay, there's our Des Wombat. I think that's a pretty good middle ground here. Oh, I could preemptively Last Will, actually. Oh, I don't hate that at all. I think I'm gonna... Yeah, let's just Mind Control first. See what's up, get a little bit of extra information, because we can attack with our Goblin Attack Force this turn. Please, I was like, oh, they're just gonna Raigeki, bro. Ooh, Moth? Okay, well, I'm gonna flip that up. I'm gonna target the Mind Control. Okay. And let's see, move this to attack position. I will Last Will, because I do have Injection Fairy Lily in the deck. Maybe I'm supposed to Last Will before I flip up Moth. It doesn't really matter. If it was Torrential, then they lose no matter what, so. Summon out Wombato, and I think we're pretty good here, right? Wombat get in there? I guess Phoenix Wing Wind Blast? That would stop me from winning here, but, I mean, I still feel pretty good with this as the follow-up. Raigeki Break. I don't care about that at all. I kind of thought it was Raigeki Break whenever they were thinking on the Mind Control. Yep, discard your card, please. Lightning Vortex. Okay. All right, Last Will is just going to grab Injection Fairy Lily. Doesn't really matter. All right, and the opponent's going to concede. Awesome. So we saw Kaiku, Deco, Lightning Vortex, Raigeki Break, and Moth. I want to say, because I saw the Vortex, that this is going to be like a control deck. Maybe like an older style control deck. I kind of want to bring in the Panda. I mean, I don't really need to side a whole lot for this. I can bring in the Mind Control as well. I'm going second, so maybe I could actually cut the Wombat. Is that crazy? Maybe able to cut the Assailant too. I kind of don't hate that, and maybe like cut a Dust Shoot. We don't have too much information, so I think I'm just gonna leave it there. Sure. I'm just going to click Done Siding. I think whatever this is, we probably have a good matchup going here. So I don't think I need to overside until I get just a little bit more information. Double Trap Dust Shoot will hopefully do a very good job of gaining that information. Got a Rota for an Exile Force here if I want it. I have... Ooh. Ah, boo. That's okay. That's okay. Sometimes Dust Shoot is pretty good against the cat decks, but I've got double Dust Shoot, and I have a Graceful Charity here, so maybe Graceful Charity can just draw into like double Last Will, right? That'd be pretty sick. Go ahead and throw that down. I'm not gonna Rota first. Oh, there's Last Will and Cat. Okay. Man. So, I can't quite do it all here. That's unfortunate. I think I'm going to get rid of one Trap Dust Shoot. And I could get rid of Trunade, I guess. Sure. And do I want to Rhoda for Exiled Force? I could Rhoda for Exiled Force and just like Last Will and go into Injection Fairy Lily. Attack for a bunch of damage. I don't hate that. And then I can follow up with Cat on the next turn for a whole bunch of damage. Sure. Let's do that. I think sitting back doing nothing is not what this hand wants to do. And I still have the power of Cat going here, so just throw down the Exiled Force, clear this monster. It's Deco. Awesome. Could also get a Cat here, but I don't think I want to do that. I think I'm just going to get the Injection Fairy Lily. If the opponent Snatch steals it, that's fine. They go to 4,600. I'm just going to set Trap Dust Shoot. Oh, they're 100% going to draw into Delinquent Duo here, but what do you do, right? No Duo. There is a Snatch deal. Okay. So I thought that was definitely a possibility. Scapegoat, I do not care about. Sinister Serpent, I guess I care about less. Well, if I take the Serpent, then they can't tear here. Suku Yomi. If they Sook, they could Snatch. Sook, that's fine, but then I can just pull out the Scapegoat. I'm going to take the Serpent here. If they Snatch Injection Fairy Lily, attack me for 3,400, they go to 20. Yeah, it's fine. That's fine. I'm just going to take the Serpent so that they can't summon Tear this turn, and I think I have everything else covered here. So I imagine they're going to Snatch first, and then probably Sook this down and set Scapegoat. Then I'm going to Heavy Storm, bait up the Scapegoat, and just mow them down with a Rescue Cat. That is the plan. Yep, there's the... Oh. They don't want to attack with the Injection Fairy Lily. Yeah. No, right. They can just flip it back up. That's fine. Sure. I don't know why I was thinking they couldn't reflip it, but they absolutely can. Okay, this is fine. Nice little premature burial. Sure. All right, here's my Heavy Storm opponent. Yep, flip the Scapegoat, and we are donezo here. All right, summon out Cat. Let's go grab some pandas. Panda number 1, panda number 2. And, I mean, yeah, I know what's in their hand, right? So, panda, just get in there on one of these tokens. That is 3,300 damage, opponent. Your life points are at 2,600. Pretty nice. We take those. All right. Match number 1. Usually against these Scapegoat decks, looking pretty good. Also, just want to point out, I saw the Lightning Vortex and I called Control. It was like kind of the combination of Lightning Vortex and Kaiku. I'm like, yep, looks like a Control deck. I was right. I'll take it. But that's our first match. Let's grab another. Match number 2 here. I'm not sure what happened to the pig cam. Streamlabs just doing its thing, but no pig cam. They're all sleeping anyway. Like, I don't think they were out for any of the deck profile or match 1, so it's about the same as looking at the buttons down here, right? Anywho, here we are. Opponent just sets a couple of Aggro. Draw into an Exiled Force. Okay, it's not bad. I'm gonna lead on Graceful Charity here, though. There's a combination of cards off the top that could just win the game here. Gaff is pretty good. Giant Trunade, Last Will. Oh, Cat. I imagine I win the game here, right? Oh, I only have 1 panda in the deck. So if there's Scapegoat back there, that's kind of annoying. So actually, I'm going to discard panda. And I think I'm going to discard Gaff as well. I'm pretty sure I win. Because I've got United We Stand, so even if they have Scapegoat here, they're probably dead. Okay, so here we go. Rescue Cat. To grave. Summon Wombato and a Mindless Radiant. And then Premature Burial. Was nice playing with you, opponent. Very fun, very interactive gameplay. All right, game 1. Pretty good. God, I love Giant Trunade. It's just like, there's so many games where it's just like, what do you do? What could the opponent have done there? I guess, I don't know, draw better. I'm not gonna make any changes. I have no idea what the opponent's on. I'm just gonna run it back. Just sitting here yapping for a little bit, posturing like I am siding. This might be a bit of a short video, but it's one of the things I like about the cat decks. Like, sometimes your rounds are just over so quickly because you obliterate your opponents, or sometimes because you get obliterated. But there are oftentimes, super grindy games where you are sitting down for the entire round, but it's, I don't know, just the ability for the deck to do both, I think, is a very big draw for me. There's definitely some puzzle, I want to say puzzle solving, but it sounds like problem solving, puzzle putting together with the deck. And then sometimes there are games like that where it's just like, Trunade, you're dead. This hand's pretty good. It's not quite the hand we had last game, but where there's a pot of greed, there's a chance we could get back there. Opponent sets 3 back row this time. So let's just lead on pot of greed and see if this is good. There's our Mindless Radiant that we love so much, and a Last Will. I don't think I want to just set Torrential. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. There's actually a chance I could use this with Last Will on the next turn to just clear everything away. I think I'm just going to lead on Panda. Seems fine. If it's a smaller monster, we might get some damage in. And Panda just hanging out in the hands, that's whatever. Oh. What are we protecting? Okay. I'm happy to see the Mirror Force gone. I also could have just set Mindless Radiant there, but I kind of like attacking. Dust Tornado eats Torrential, sure. That's fine with me. Blade Knight. Okay, that's not the monster I was expecting, but I suppose that's the monster I get, right? Mirror Force is gone. 1 Dust Tornado's gone, so... Oh, man, drawing Gigantus is pretty nice, too. How all in do I want to go? Summon out Night Assailant. Bottomless Trap Hole. Okay. I see. Alright, I'm gonna summon Gigantes then. Is this one alright? Bottomless Trap Hole. Man, that's a good one. Attack into this Blade Knight. Raigeki Break. Okay. Alright, so they did leave in the knock. I did not bring in Cyberjar, but this is fine. I think... Yeah, I'm just going to pass the turn. I'm not going to Snatch Steal here in main phase 2, right? So we drew out a big amount of resources from the opponent, and I still have my Snatch Steal? Swords. All right, Swords is pretty good. Goblin Attack Force. That's pretty good, too. That can hold off the Blade Knight for a while, at least. I think I'm going to summon that rather than setting Mindless Radiant. I know this comes with the potential of the opponent having a Snatch Steal here and just destroying me, but setting Mindless Radiant doesn't really get me anywhere, right? Graceful Chariot is a pretty good draw off the top. If I can hit a Heavy Storm here, I'm looking pretty good, especially if I can set up this Blade Knight to be 2k. That'd be 43... 77, not quite there. All right, Torrential's gone from the opponent now. Rhoda, sure. So that can probably grab Exile Force here. That's fine. If I'm making the opponent use up resources and like 1-for-1 for the... Oh. DD Assailant? Okay, so that's the way to deal with Gaff. That's fine. Sure, he takes 600. I take 2,000. Even exchange, right? Oh, Heavy Storm. Heavy Storm. Rescue Cat. What? I was not expecting that, that's for sure. All right, I'll set my doggo, and I'll set these, and MST hits the last will. Okay, that's fine. Keeping around Snatch Steal, I think, is probably a little bit better than that. I lose my Mindless Radiant. That's not that big of a deal. And the opponent sets another back row. Okay. Oh, there's the Heavy Storm. Though, unfortunately, it's a little late now. Do I want to keep Rescue Cat around, or do I want to keep Lily? Lily's very risky. Rescue Cat can do some good damage. I don't have the last will anymore, of course. Man, having to set the Snatch Steal, that's... I could just take the Blade Knight now. The opponent gains 1,000, but it's fine, right? Yeah, there's no need to lose either of these monsters, so let's just take the Blade Knight now. And I think what I'm going to do is just set Injection Fairy Lily and try to build up for a win. The opponent can't play their spells out. Well, they can't play if they drew a spell this turn. They can't play it out, but... Yep, they gained 1,000. That's fine. All right, a Lily of their own. That's pretty good. Lose the Blade Knight and 1,400 life points, presumably. Yep. That's fine. What do I do here? My Lily's turned off now. I mean, I can Heavy Storm and just take these out. That's pretty good. Yeah, I can't really do much with this Rescue Cat. Huh. Do I want to Heavy Storm? Kind of just want to set Wombat. Sure. I'm just going to set the Wombat. This is a weird game. Let's pass the turn. Abyss Soldier? And they... Oh, no, they attacked in the right way? All right, all right, all right. Well, I mean... They're going to activate? Okay. Sick. Okay. All right. Good draw. Panda. That's not going to do it. Opponent's at 4,400. I mean, Panda can crash into Abyss Soldier and then I just die, right? All right. Let's flip up the Heavy Storm. I'll get the information. Sakuretsu armor. Okay. Let's take a look over here one more time. So we have Anti-Spell Fragrance, which is interesting. They left the Nox in. We have Raigeki Break. We have a Warrior package. And then we have this. All right. I'll admit defeat. I guess we want the Kinetic Soldiers. That seems fine here. Maybe Smashing Ground, Swords, Mirror Force. Maybe we want Royal Decree. And I could just, like, take these out. Yeah, it looks like maybe the Nox aren't good here. Get rid of the Mind Control. We're bringing in a couple of monsters. Do we need to cut any? I guess Panda isn't looking great here. If I cut 2 pandas, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I've only got 4. That's pretty low. That's pretty low, honestly. But I don't think this deck is really set up to do like a full-on exchange. Maybe I can just like cut the Cyberstein. Yeah, let's cut the Stein. I'm not super familiar with the sighting of this deck. Do I have capless PB? What is PB? Okay, this hand's fine. Oh, Premature Burial? I did game 1. But not game 2. But here, I think I might just set Torrential, honestly. See what happens. No, not in game 2. I did have a cat in my hand. That was an interesting game. Just never got the right window. Oh. King Tiger, I'm just going to go ahead and torrential it. That's why I set the torrential. How much back row are we setting? Just 2? Okay. Oh. Another Trunade. It's kind of interesting. I don't think that's worth protecting the gaff here. I'm just going to hold on to the Trunades. Go ahead and summon this out. Torrential, that's fine. I'll summon Gigantes. You got Bottomless Trap Hole. Let's get in there. Maybe eat a Sakuretsu. No, just get it for 19. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. I don't think I need to set a giant Trunade here. I'm just going to pass the turn. I'm just going to hold on to these until I get something a little better. Maybe I was supposed to side out the Panda. Like, it's not going to be good here, but I just wanted to keep my count a little bit higher for Cat. Oh, Breaker? Deal. Sure. Get rid of that Breaker and your back row. Call the Haunted. Get out of here. Love that. And we see some more back row from the opponent. Snatch Steal? Snatch is pretty good. Anti-Spell Fragrance. Okay. That's fine with me. I will summon out the Wombat. Try to get in for 1600. Gigantes got through, so I think Wombato has a good chance of getting through as well. Yep, opponent goes to 4500. Sounds good. I'm going to set Snatch. I'm going to set Giant Trunade. If that's Heavy Storm that the opponent set, good for them. But I want to be able to activate Snatch whenever it's good. And I want to be able to activate Trunade, I guess. Ooh, a little Kinetic Soldier action. What could this face-down monster be? It's interesting. I could Trunade here. Oh, but if the monsters don't get through, then it really sucks. Would they have drawn Mirror Force? They could have. I'm going to summon out Panda. I'm not going to Trunade. This could very well just be a spell. And yeah, I'll attack with the Panda. What I really want to do is for them to get like a monster face up, then be able to Snatch Steal. Oh, Dawn! Alright, that one. I didn't think about Dawn. At least the opponent rips the giant Trunade out of the hand. That sucks. But, well, we'll clear it with Des Wombat. Everything's good here. Oh, I guess we won't clear it with Des Wombat. Okay. If I don't snatch the Dawn, I lose everything? Wow. Not summoning the Kinetic Soldier was bad. I'll flip up Snatch. I'll take this Dawn. This has been set for a long time, opponent. Give unto me, please. All right. The Donald Zalug is mine. And next turn, I mean, the opponent gets to gain 1,000, which kind of sucks. So yeah, we don't even have enough to like kill them. Oh, wait. I can Trunade, get my Snatch back. That's fine. That's whatever. I don't care about the assailant too much. Take 400. Now. Oh. Smashing Ground, you say? I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch Dawn to attack position. Then I'm going to Giant Trunade. And they get their Dawn back. But I get to snatch the DD Assailant, and I get to summon Kinetic Soldier. And yeah, that's 30, 50, so yeah. Hiya. This does even more damage. Opponent takes 1950. They're going to take 3650 this turn, so had I summoned the Kinetic Soldier and attacked over the face-down monster, maybe we're in a bit better of a position here. But that's okay. Yeah, it's not 2050. It's just the 1950. This goes up to 3350. Dawn's 1400. Attack for 1700. So I know they have a back row and an anti-spell fragrance. So I'm going to set the Smashing Ground and pass over to them. They go up to 1250. If they summon something face up or whatever, it gets Smashing Grounded. If they don't, they lose. And it looks like they're going to lose. That game 2 was really weird after our game 1 blowout, but this game 3 was pretty sick. So we got to see, you know, how the cat side of the thing does its job. We also got to see like just how the regular aggro plan can do some good stuff here. You know, Wombat getting in for some damage, Gigantes getting in for some damage after Gaff ate the Torrential. Yeah, maybe I need to play around with this deck a little bit more. I definitely need to brush up on the siding. Not super used to that. I need to, I guess, not run Panda into Donzalug. Maybe think about that a little bit more. Honestly, Donzalug just did not cross my mind, but hey, that's all right. We got the win. We got 2 wins. Pretty cool. But a little bit of a short one because that first match was just super fast. But that's going to be our video. I love Cat. I hope you all love Cat, and I hope you all love the video. We'll be back with the next one.